both making their Hyundai Archery
They've done a great job here at the Centre of Excellence to
to
put this tournament on, replacing Shanghai as hosts at the last minute. Brilliant job on Compound Saturday, and it's time to decide our last 3 medals. First up, the bronze medal match. On target number 1, Mathias Fullerton of Denmark will face Adrien Gontier of France on target number 2.
Representing Denmark, Madrid 2019 World Youth Championship silver medalist, Mathias Fullerton. And his opponents, shooting on target number 2, representing France, European indoor silver medalist, Adrien Gontier. The line judge for this matchup is Bettina Katsluga.
Well, they've been presented out to the staff and volunteers here, because there is there's no audience. This is a televised only event. A little bit fidgety from Fullerton on the line. He didn't quite know what to do with himself, but I wonder if this 17-year-old Dane can really upset things by getting the bronze medal here and his debut event. And I wonder if we're witnessing the beginning of a new superstar being born. The experience of Adrien Gontier is what he faces, and you'd have to say Gontier is probably ever so slightly the favourite here.
10.
Long hold again to start the match. Very similar, I think, to what we saw in the semi-final. So just to see if his nerves will settle down. I think he started with an 8, did he, the first time round? So let's see if he can get back into the 10 a bit quicker. He dropped 2 9s in the first one last time. So can he get back into the 10 now?
The answer is yes, he can. Certainly a quicker shot as well. Oh, great start from Gontier. That will help settle any nerves he might have here. Again, weight of expectation of probably being the favourite for this match. Not weighing too heavily on him, but let's not forget that Gontier shot a perfect in the semi-finals against Federico Pagnoni and looked as solid as he does here, but then fell behind. So too early to call. Anything you've seen? Anything interesting?
I think Mathias just looks uncomfortable again, doesn't he? Bit nervous. The first and the last shots were a longer hold. He's not committing as well as he can, so the nerves just getting to him a little bit. And let's just see if he can settle down again like he did last time. But you know, he didn't have a great second end in the semi, so can he get there a bit quicker like he did? He got back into the 10 with the second arrow, so making the improvements each time.
Is it something that comes with a bit more experience? You know, you've got to kind of do your air miles before you can get up to that process of, you know, you have to shoot so many arrows, and at 17 you've perhaps not got enough time on this world to have shot enough to have that consistent process.
Can be a bit of that, but we've also seen young people come out and win their first World Cup, so it's not impossible.
Well, Fullerton here trailing by 2 after the first, will shoot first. He's put his sunglasses on as well. Wow, that's working for him. Not always to do with the sun directly coming out and being too bright. It's more about creating a flat light, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be. It can kind of change the colours a little bit, make some colours stand out more or less. These glasses come in different colours, and some people prefer to see more of one colour than another.
Well, seems to be working for Mathias Fullerton since putting him on. He's got a 100% record. Ooh, that's a close one. It's going for a measure, provisionally on a 57. Gontier on for a perfect start. He's got his second perfect in a row, And that is 60 versus 27. Now, great stuff from Gontier. Pressure on him, perhaps. That weight of expectation being the favourite. He's got more experience, especially as a team member for France. But Fullerton here has faced Schlösser. Gone, well, look, this guy's not going to miss the 10. And then he's come up against Gontier thinking, right, I've got a definite chance here. I'm here. I'm here by merit. Now Gontier's not missing the middle of the target. What is going to be going through this young man's mind?
Yeah, he didn't have much time between the matches either. He shot the second semi-finals, come straight into this match, so he didn't really have much time to regain his thoughts, but just got to settle himself as much as possible. We know he's good enough, but the pressure's just getting to him at the moment and slowing that shot process down, and that's when we're seeing these wider arrows.
After 6 arrows shot on both sides of the field of play. Moving into end number 3, Mathias Fullerton. 17 years of age, will shoot first.
Well, we take a look back on that second end, and Gontier in the box seat for sure. It will be Fullerton to shoot first, and his arrow remained a 9 in the second end after a measure, so he trails by 3. Needs to fight his way back into this early doors.
See the clock ticking down now. 5 seconds to go. He needs to make the shot.
9.
Still hasn't missed the middle of the target. Now, you talking about that clock counting down. Do you feel that pressure?
You can do. I mean, you could hear the coach from behind counting down. So this is something you practice with your coach. Just missing the 10 again, but you might. Some people like all the way from 10 to 0. Some people only want to hear the last 5. So that's again an individual thing. You'll practice hopefully with your coach, and then it's not a shock when it happens in the finals field.
10.
Well, 28 would be good in most matches, but at the moment against Gontier, hasn't missed the middle. And I'll tell you what, impressively, it's not just the fact that he said the 10, that grouping, he's incredible.
Yeah, he's really found his form in this match, hasn't he?
Well, he certainly has found his form, Gontier. He was favourite coming in to this bronze medal match against a 17-year-old debutant. Getting a good view of the arrows and the kit and equipment involved in archery these days, especially compound archery, is, I mean, it's pretty complex.
Yeah, it is. You can see 2 bows there as well. They don't get equipment failures, so anything goes wrong, they can pick up the spare bow. But I mean, these bows are probably, yeah, you're talking about £2,000 perhaps. But you can start with something more basic than that from a pro shop. So get to your shop and get, you know, a proper bow set up for you. That's really important. The draw length, the poundage, you know, getting those things right from the beginning is really key.
There you go. A little bit of equipment information for those of you out there who wanted to take up this brilliant sport. Here we're at the very top end. Bronze medal at stake in Lausanne. Mathias Fullerton will shoot first in the 4th end. Slightly quicker, just tipping the line again perhaps, but marked as a 9. First drop point from Gontier. Shows a little bit of emotion, but he needs to put that to one side, I think.
Yeah, I think that first arrow from Mathias here might be called up. Oh, being slow again on this one. And a 9. We can definitely see, you know, when his longer holds, they're causing the 9s. He's got to get that confidence to make that shot happen sooner.
Clipping the line for the 9 for me. One of those arrows is going to get measured. 2 nines in that for Gontier, but more than enough to maintain the lead, and it is a big one. 6 points with 3 arrows per archer left to go. I mean, even with an upgrade of one of those arrows for Fullerton, a 5-point lead in 3 arrows, very difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it would take something to go wrong to make that change at this point, but that timing's crucial. You know, he's really got to stick with these shots, and the longer he holds, we're seeing those differences, so he's got to stick to his normal shot process and just, you know, gain this experience. If this one's over, you know, we're going to see him again, like we said, and he's got to learn from this experience and make a change in his shot process where he's confident to get those shots to break under pressure.
Yeah, signs of having a very good composure for archery from the young Dane, but Adrien Gontier also has been, well, almost faultless in this bronze medal match. He tricky loss in a shoot-off in his semi-final, just 3 away from standing on the podium here in Switzerland. Mathias Fullerton, 3 hours left after what you have to say is an absolutely fantastic debut.
Ten. 10. 10. 10.
Trading tens between them, aren't they? Great shooting, better timing, more consistency between the shots.
Oh, just failed to get a perfect to finish things off, but a 138 is a good score from the 17-year-old. Not enough, though, with another perfect. 4 out of 5 for our bronze medalist here in Lausanne, Adrien Gontier. There was a weight of expectation on Adrien Gontier coming into this, but he handled it with aplomb. 9 tens in a row to take him clearly 5 points into the lead, and he dropped a couple of points despite that in the 4th. Scored another perfect. A really, really good shooting to earn the bronze medal here in Lausanne.
Yeah, I mean, that was equal to Mike Schlosser's semi-final as well, 148, so a really good standard match there. Great shooting from Adrien Gontier.
Well, that is our penultimate match here on Compound Saturday. There's one more to go, and it's to find out who is going to walk away with the stage win here in Lausanne and book their place in the World Cup finals later on this year, tail end of September. Recently announced to be in Yankton, where a hub is going to be created for the assistance of all the archers around the world to travel to one location for the World Championships and for the Hyundai Archery World Cup final, back to back at the end of September.